everybody? It's your girl Cece with Where It Begins magazine, and I got a lot of special guests on the line with me today. I'm gonna let all of them introduce themselves and who they are, what they do. Who wants to go
first? I'll start. I guess I see me up on the screen here, so we'll. Me llamo es Rogelio Isaac Ortega.
Listen, that's the only Spanish you know.
I know I adore me more. I know I adore me more by calling me bad. My name is Roger Ortega.
And I be Nitty Green. How you doing, guys?
Hey.
My name is Edson Sean.
And I'm L.A.W.
Okay, all right. Well, where y'all from?
New York, baby. Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, USA.
Oh, nice. Well, let's get into it. Tell everybody what y'all do, what y'all been up to.
Well, we just we put a single together for an album that I put out this past fall called Midwest Charm, and the single is called New York Vibe, and it seems to be doing really well for us. And so we are, we're getting ready for a show in April in New York City. Where are you located?
I'm located in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So it's just a short drive.
She in the A, baby. Even shorter flight,
There you go. There you go.
That part.
But yeah, we'll be doing a show April 21st at Smash Studios in New York City. So we're kind of getting geared up for that. And yeah, I'm super excited about it.
And he's not the only one that's excited. We are all excited because it's the first time that all four of us get a chance to share the stage together. We are like preparing something very special for the audience. It's up close and personal. You do not want to miss this one.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I want to talk about the single. Like, what's the motivation behind the single? How did it get started? How did y'all join together?
Law, you can take this one over if you want.
Well, it basically started when the gentleman in the Kansas City Chiefs hats, congratulations once again, both champions. It started when this gentleman had decided that he was going to do his third album, and he said it was going to be his last. And me and Edson looking at him like, I said, if it's going to be your last album, I better be on it, because considering our relationship that we've had over the last 7-8 years, and us
no, bro. It's like when I was doing the Grammy thing, it was like 11 or 12 years.
It's more like 12, 13, like, because in 2010 or 2011 is when you guys came by me to work on some music.
Now see, thank God for these two, because they know me. I live so much in the moment. I don't even count the years half the time. I try to catch up with everything. So thank you for even reminding me that's been that long. But so basically, Ro was like, I don't know, Law. You said we got to record this stuff and come over here. I said, bro, it's 2022. I can record right here. We can get this stuff popping. And he said, okay, give me a week? He said, give me like a week or a few days, and I think I got the track. And he came back with the track and already half of the song that he already had written. And he was like, I think you'll be perfect to put a verse or whatever you choose to do here. And it just snowballed from there. Edson, who was already a part of it, just because of the whole intricacies of us coming together already. And then of course, the man at the bottom, but always on top, Mr. Nitty Green, a guy that we love and look up to very much. From riff and everything else. So that just that got me even more excited. I just said, oh, wow, 4 of us on this song. This is going to be very interesting in a great way. And that's how it happened.
It was cool. Edson actually was the producer of this. He's produced the last 3 albums I've done.
Absolutely.
But he was heavily involved in this last one, especially. It was a more personal album. And, making it a personal album, he's one of my best friends on the planet, hands down, and so I needed to have something with him on this album too. And when New York Vibe just hit, I was like, oh, I mean, you can't have a New York Vibe song on the album, not have Edson Sean, and Law. And like I said, I'd done a couple shows or so with Nitty, and we've been really tight over the last few years. And I just love his voice. I was like, yo, and we got to throw Nitty on there too, because his voice is just so smooth. And the four of us, coming together was just, it was pretty special. It's a special song, and I'm glad I got to do this with my brothers.
Awesome. And yes, we do love Nitty voice. He got a chance to sing for me last time he was on. So. I was able to really hear them vocals.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you something though. Like I think Roger has one of the smoothest voices on this planet.
Oh man.
He really, really, really does, man. Effortless.
Agreed.
So, you could thank Edson Sean for that.
Effortless.
But that's why both Law and I are like, okay, if this is going to be your last studio produced project, you need to start transitioning to some live stuff. Because honestly, when you listen to Roger with just an instrument, I think that's some of his best vocal performances.
Crazy.
Amen.
Just playing piano and singing. Like he was in my house just playing on the piano. We were just jamming and it sounded amazing. So yeah, I think that's the next step for Roger. But,
Thank you.
So what makes this project more unique and different than your other projects?
Each song on the other albums was they were all personal songs. Every song I write is personal. But this one was super personal because I've been in New Jersey for 23 years, and I was now coming home back to Kansas, where I'm from. And so the first single off that album was called Back to Kansas. And what this album was a love letter to New York, New Jersey, and Kansas, all the states that really made me who I am today. And so, every song, there's a tie-in to one of those places. You can't see it on the surface. I have this song called Dirty Sheets, one of my favorite songs on the album. It's on the surface, it's a breakup song, but you're wanting to get back together for that one more hookup, but it says, always called Jersey, Dirty Jersey, and so I want to throw some love to Jersey because, it's like, even though I'm breaking up, leaving, I still love to go back and visit. Still want to go back one more time, so there's just a little something from every song. The last song on the album is called Jersey Goodbye, and it's a sad, heartfelt song, but it's a love letter to New Jersey. Then we have New York Vibe, my ode to the city. So this whole album was just comprised of just all my favorite things and the things that made me who I am, my wife, stuff like that. But it couldn't have gotten done without, first off, Edson Sean, and then my boys over here bringing it up. So
I want to piggyback on that for a second, because I think another difference from the other projects sonically is different. I mean, some of the songs we created were in the pandemic, and we were really specific with what we wanted to create. Like, we wanted to have something that sounded like The Weeknd. We wanted to have something that was straight pop. We wanted to have something that was singer-songwriter. So this one, like, sonically, is just a more musically diverse project, and it touches on all of Roger's musical influences. And I think for me, that's the biggest difference with the other projects too.
And I like to add, it's 15 tracks. I mean, the album that I have.
Yeah.
And my favorite song is There's No Place Like Home. So it's my favorite. I want to tell you, I listen to that song every day.
That's
wow,
dope.
Man.
That's dope.
Yeah. Every day. It's on my playlist. So
I got to go listen to that one.
Great album.
So there were two versions of this album, and the first one we put out only on the website, and that was to fight Spotify, basically, because these guys can tell you we don't make a lot of money on streaming. Like they rip us off. And before, when we had released albums, it was iTunes. You had to buy the single, or you had to buy the album or whatever, and we would get a bigger cut of that. Now we hardly make anything, and so I put out the exclusive edition of this album first on my website, so that my fans could go directly to the website and buy that album, and me kind of cut out the middleman. But that album had certain songs like this one he's talking about, There's No Place Like Home, or No Place Like You, or whatever. that aren't on the Spotify version of the album, and vice versa, because I wanted people to go to both places to get it. And because it was on my website, I keep forgetting about that song, so I'm gonna go check it out.
Banging.
Thanks, Nitty.
So what song is y'all two favorite song? Nitty said his
Ooh.
favorite song. What's your favorite song?
Damn, that's a tough one. Oh,
Pull 'em
Jersey,
up.
it gotta be. No, listen. So I think because Raj and I work so closely on these songs. I mean, of course, the obviously say, oh well, I love all of them. The one I really like, Midwest Charm is a good one, but then a close second is Jersey Goodbye, because Raj and I met at a call center in 90.
Oh, wow.
Either 98 or 99. So
Yeah.
he and I, that's where our friendship began. We did like showcases together. I started my production journey in his apartment in Jersey City. And so Jersey Goodbye for me is like, man, it's like, when you have a movie reenacting your life or your interaction with this person. That's what that was. Like that song, mixing that song was hard for me because I knew he was leaving before he even announced it to everybody. I'm like, damn, he was just reminding me through this song of all of the good moments. And then in my mind, I'm playing back all the stuff, all the skeletons that are buried between us, like all those things, just, that you have between a really good friend of yours. And knowing that, okay, once this project's done, he's moving, so Jersey, I'm gonna go with Jersey Goodbye, man.
There's a lot of tears when he motivated.
Listen, bro.
It's time for him to go. It was a lot of snot and
you got to understand Roger.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to understand Roger's impact. Roger's impact, not just musically, but with everyone in his circle that he's close to, is huge. This guy will give you the shirt off his back if you needed it.
Absolutely.
He's always there for you. And I mean, one of them, besides myself, one of the most positive people.
No, he's solid, bro.
No, and solid, and just a solid guy. You know what I'm saying? So he was sorely missed when he was leaving.
And you can't find them kind of people no more. So
it's hard.
Have one, y'all better hold on to them now.
Yeah, for me, it's the whole album. And I tell Roger this every time because I worked on the last one along with Edson, and it's like he outdid himself. Like each time, like even the first album that was already out by the time me and him met, so I was already getting into him, and I became a fan, and as well as we became close and best friends as well. But just seeing the growth on every level with each album. So for me, I could never narrow it down to just one, but I will say the two that really stuck with me, and it's not New York vibe, because that's pretty obvious why we like that.
Right.
So it's like, I won't say that. Make It a Habit.
Make It a Habit is a good one.
But you know why though, right? Because everybody knows, and all the fans knows this. If it's one thing we know about Roger Ortega, no matter what's going on in his life, he gonna make them workouts happen. And that was always his slogan. I got my little terminologies, but he always had Make It a Habit as a hashtag. So when he finally made it into a song, I was like, thank you, capitalize off your, capitalize off your thing. And C.S. Fail is my joint too, because that's just a deep level on
Which one?
Just C.S. Fail. Those are the two that really stand out among all of those songs. But I love every song on the album. That's just true. And I told him that when we had the listening party, I'm just like, dude, you can't lose.
I actually started listening more to Say You Love It, man. I like that one too. That's hot.
That's one too.
What I'm saying?
I love that one, man. I love that. And that song actually might be making an appearance on the New York City or New York Vibe show.
See, starting already. See,
but I think I talked to Edson about it. I'm like, yo, we should do that one a little bit live. Do a couple little snippets of that song live. We got to get that guitar.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Say You Love It. Now wait a minute. Now that means you have to download the album when we leave today. Come on.
Yes, I would definitely download it. I have to be. It sounds like it's gonna be an emotional one, so I got to be in that place too.
Oh yeah.
Listen to it. You talking about it make you cry and all that other stuff.
Yeah. I think I like I love the entire album. I do. Some of my favorites, that I would listen to, that I like, that just kind of the vibe of them. Wake Me from Nightmares.
That's
one too. Yeah.
Damn.
favorite songs on the album.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one. I just love the way that came out.
What's the one that your uncle plays on?
I redid that Glenn Medeiros song. Nothing's gonna change my love for you.
Yeah.
Remember, nobody couldn't guess that but me. Everybody was like, Law probably know me. I said,
Listen,
yeah.
No, I knew Law was gonna know. It was in the
Law definitely knows.
I was like, I know this joint.
And then I also like Honeymoon Night. I just put out the video. I didn't really promote it. I just dropped it at like last minute on Valentine's Day, I think it was, on Facebook or whatever. And then I just quietly put it out on YouTube. But Honeymoon Night is a beautiful song. And what I like about that song is we were talking about live instrumentation, and that song, we actually have a live band behind me on that.
Exactly.
It's a great wedding song. It's a great wedding song. So but yeah, man, you play any song for me and I'll be like, oh, that's my favorite one. But that's what's hitting me right now.
You see why I said what I said. See,
thank you, Law. Thank you guys all, man. This isn't all about me. I don't want this to be all about me, because
man, it's on your album.
each of us
go talk about it.
Yeah, we always say this show, thank you, brother. This show is 4 artists, 1 vibe. Absolutely. And each of these guys stands on their own 2 feet. And I literally look up to these guys and figuratively, because they're such talented artists in their own right. Nitty's been there, man. Nitty's done this, at a level that we haven't, and it's cool. And I tell you, I can't talk enough about his voice, and so he's got the group Riff back together, and they're going to be on this show with us in New York City. And so Nitty can talk about what he's got going on. Edson is just a studio, like oh my God. Lives
wizard
literally lives in the studio. He's not homeless. He's not homeless. He has a studio in his house. but that he built. He's one of the most resourceful people and talented people I've ever met. And Law is just a who's who of the music industry. Not only is he does he work with the people that he's looked up to all these years? He's respected by them. And
respected, and he stays booked.
Law is the most booked person I know. Law is booked. Law is booked more than artists I know on a higher level.
Listen, on top of that, he's a beast of a musician.
Oh,
guitar, bass, dancing, vocals, lead and background,
all of it.
Yeah.
So other than the project, what are some of y'all goals y'all gonna accomplish this year and next year?
That's good.
I know for me, there's a project that I'm working on. I got my fingers crossed that will get picked up by a major network. And so I'm working on something there. I'm working on finishing up. I'm deciding if I'm do an EP or a whole project, but I'm gonna do a little more dance music. I just released a single called "Let It Go."
I love it, man. It's hot.
It's like thank you guys. Thank you. It's like soulful house. It's with a German label called Toy Tonics, and that's one of my favorite songs that I've recorded right now. So I'm gonna start doing some more 120 and up vibes. Those are my goals.
That's gonna be dope, man. I love that song, by the way, man.
Yeah,
the thing too about Edson is that
listen, it's all part of my name, so it's all good.
That's right. Is that he's one of the most diverse people I know. Him and Law both. One of the most diverse musically, speaking, people that I've ever met. And they both can just do it all. They can do rock, they can do hip hop, they can do soul, they can do house, they can do anything. I used to love coming to the studio because it'd be like a different vibe every time, I'd walk in. I'm like, Ed, what you working on? Well, let me show you this. Bam, here we go. I'm like, I just sit there like, what the F am I doing? I'm out. You do what you do, man. I can't compete. But Edson really brings it. So fingers crossed, man, this project pans out.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I know you were asking about what everybody's got going on. Nitty's got the group Riff back together, as I mentioned. So Nitty, let them
Yeah,
know.
I mean, we're trying to focus more so on our stage show. You know what I mean? We have tons of music. We haven't decided like we was gonna put out a new project. So we probably throw some more singles out there, but like, when it comes to the stage, when it permits us to like bring out our band, I like to do that. But right now, the Nitty Green project is done. I'm just waiting, to throw out some new material, you know what I'm saying? But right now it's all about the New York vibe experience. You understand me? I'm ready for this so bad, man. And I'm praying that us four, you know what I mean, can possibly get together and put an EP. We say it, but I really know that it will be like it'll be special, man. I know it'll be special, and the fans will love it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Plus, we get along so well. You know what I mean? And like the interviews will be crazy, and the show will be crazy because
the show is gonna the show's gonna be nuts, bro.
The show. You know what I mean? And then Law come in, teach us all how to dance and shit. You understand what I'm saying? And the show would be crazy. It'd be crazy.
Law, what about you, man?
Oh man, I have 6 projects coming out this year. I would say it's definitely not making up for lost time, but I just think a lot, in comparison to what Rose said in terms of me being tagged for different things because of my diversity as a musician, as an artist. So a lot of music supervision. I'm also getting ready to do some work in the A&R department for some of the catalogs that Universal Records put out. So like nice. A lot of my guys over there when I was out there in L.A., it's just a lot of that. And of course, shows upon shows upon shows. I mean, I got gigs already booked in 2024. So it's, God is good, man. I can't even, I just think the maintaining of everything else, being able to record and do different things. And, once you got your heroes starting to tap you for different things to add on to what they're doing, it's really personified. Like a lot of work that we put in, it's really starting to be blessed. So that's what we got going this year. I'm going to be a very busy man, in addition to trying to enjoy a lot of time with my new grandson. So
congratulations.
That my 3rd grandchild. So I'm very excited about that.
Beautiful.
It's still amazing to me to look at all of us and be like, wait, we're old enough to have kids and grandkids,
it's true.
It's you keeping it together, Law. Definitely keeping it together.
Same to everybody on this page. We all keep it. Ain't no old mess here, man. We forever. As long as you do what you love, I always say this: old and older are 2 different things. Inevitably, as humans, we have to get older. But as long as we keep doing what we love and treating people right, in the words of Rod Stewart and Bob,
talk about it, man. Talk about it.
Forever, yeah. Exactly.
That part, So that's
come on, bro. Yeah.
So what was the biggest challenge y'all had doing this project?
What was the biggest what? I'm sorry?
Challenge y'all had doing this project.
Good question.
I think you want me to take a little bit?
Go ahead, Law.
I don't think it was a challenge because, like Law said, like it's 2023, so we all can record like right here in our home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When Roger wrote the song out on vacation, he was so excited about this thing. You understand me? He's like, "Yo, I got it! I got the song!" And he was like straight up talking about it while he was on vacation and like sending us video messages to my Law, Edson, did he wait till y'all hear this joint?
He wasn't playing either.
So he's like, yo, it hit me. I can't wait for us to get on and do it. So it was more like when I got the track, Roger had already laid his line. You know what I mean? He already told me what he wanted me to do. He said, but add your own thing to it. That's what I did. And it just bounced around.
Yeah.
The finished product, it kind of blew me away, man, because I didn't know that. Well, I knew, but like the way, Edson and Law, it just gave it another thing. I didn't know what to expect. I personally thought that they were gonna sing something because they're both great singers too.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're gonna get on a track and all sing.
Gonna be Boys to Men.
and hear these jokers come. Bars. Both of them got bars back to back, man. And it just took it to another level. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just happy to be a part of that thing. I'm happy.
It hit. Go ahead, Edson.
Yeah, no, for me, it's not really a challenge, but so towards the end of the mixing the project, we were wrapping it up, trying to get the masters done, and I caught COVID. And I was completely out of it. But I was like, yo, listen, man, I'm not feeling great, but I'm gonna try to get this stuff to you. And I mean, I was quarantined. So I'm like, what else am I gonna do, right? And so I finalized the mixes and the masters. But that stuff is no joke. And even just but I knew what the deadline was, and I knew it was riding on it. And so I'm a person that tries to really be a man of his word. If I can, I'll give a call like, yo, listen, it's gonna be a little later, but I wanted to get it to him. And for me, that was the only challenge for me, was finishing the album and not being 100%.
Killed it.
What about you, Law?
Honestly, I didn't really see a challenge. Like I think for me more so, I think if anything, not to say that everybody else is not excited, but I think it's safe to say that I'm the wild one in the bunch. I'm usually the hyper, jumping off the walls and.
That's because you're a rock star, baby. You're a rock star, baby. Rock star.
I'm that guy of this clan, and the thing is that once Rose, and I already told him when he let me hear it, I was already programming the lyrics in my head. I'm like, what am I going to say on this one? What am I going to say? And the more it kept coming out, so by the time he sent it, and I recorded my part, I'm just like, okay, this is just what it is. Hopefully it's not too aggressive. Hopefully it's right in the pocket where we need to be. Because keep in mind, just like Nitty, same thing with me and Edson, because we both the Brooklyn boys of the crew. And the thing is that, like you said, we could have sung it either way. I didn't know if Edson was going to sing or if he was going to rap either. So I think you had told me, matter of fact, you said to me that because I rap.
Listen. So I was in the beautiful position of mixing and mastering it. So I got it last. So I'm like, okay, what is it? What does the song need? I could sing. Well, I was like, it wouldn't make any sense because right after Law came, I was like, I'm just gonna piggyback off of what he did, and it just ended up being a really fun song, energetic song. It was, I would have, if I could do something again, I'm like, man, it'd have been dope if we had been able to record it in the same space.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I think, I say that because of our camaraderie as brothers. I think because of all of our talents mixed together, our mutual great admiration and respect for one another. And to hammer Nitty's point even more, it's safe to say that I know now after this interview, if we do end up working on this EP, best believe there's going to be a whole lot of songs with all four of us singing on it. And then I can express that part. I can see that now. Nitty put the battery in that one. So that's just almost like, you know what? That was already a given because all four of us do what we do. And it's like, it'll be amazing to have that because you don't really see a lot of that anymore. I think the last few projects that probably I think Instinct did a couple of things. Some of the members got with each other and did and then of course Jordan Knight did the whole thing with Nick Carter. Yeah. You don't see a lot of that. So I think for us and among our fan bases and people that really attach themselves to what we do, it's just good to hear everybody in the same space, no matter what song it is or no matter what we're doing, whether singing, rapping, or just we even do a house song and just do some real weird stuff and just leave it there.
Listen, I'm all for it.
Yeah, man.
See, Nitty, you already talked that in existence. You manifest that. He said when y'all get out, y'all might as well go ahead and put it
you'll
together.
have Edson and Law singing, me and Nitty rapping.
Listen, why not? Wait, but remember, Roger, remember we did what's that song? X Freaking O.
X Freaking O. That's right.
So Roger has a song where he's rapping on it.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is he wrote a verse, I wrote a verse, and then we switched at one point. I was like, yo, you spit my bars and I'll spit yours.
It's your bars.
Right.
You know,
I
it was
forgot about that.
Didn't you rap on back to Kansas?
I did. Rap
He
on that.
did.
Yeah.
He did,
Yeah, that was more of a storytelling
it.
rap. I remember when I took the song. So Back to Kansas, as we mentioned earlier, was the first single off the album, and that is the story of the last 23 years of my life, right there in that one song. And I started writing the verses, and when I got to the bridge, I was like, "There's still, I haven't even touched the scratch the surface of the story of what what this is." And I was like, shoot, I'm gonna have to rap, but I'm not a rapper. And so I was like, I'm just gonna tell the story. And so I started, 98, from when me and my group moved out to New York.
R&B group
And
with Irv and Dave.
that's right. That's
Listen,
right.
Roger, bars, son, bars.
So I went in and I had the song, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, I don't know how many literal music bars these are. I was like, but it's a lot. And so I was scared to show it to Edson, because I was like, because Edson is a great MC, and I was like, man, I got to do this in front of him, So I said, listen, man, I'm gonna wrap this for you real quick. I said, it's my story, but I want your help. I said, I need you. I want you to tell me how to do this, blah, 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 blah. He's like, well, just do it. And so I did it. I said, so what should we change? He goes, nothing. He said, that's you. That's your story. And he goes, and it's coming out the way you're delivering it on this song. He's like, it's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. And I listen to it now, and I'm really proud of what we did. But yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
I think as songwriters, sometimes we get in our way with how colorful we want it to be. But I think things like that, like intimate songs, because I feel like nothing's bigger than the music, nothing's bigger than the story. People are drawn to your story. They can tell when you're putting on airs, but if that stuff is genuine to you, they're gonna feel it. Everybody feels that. It's like, it's literally verbatim the story of 98 to now when you're back in Kansas.
Crazy.
It was nothing to be changed in that, bro.
It's the writing perspective. I mean, I think that, when you think about the Motown era, Philly Soul and Gamblin' Huff, and my mentor Leon Silvers with Solar Records,
classic writers.
Those are guys, and again, going back to what Rose said, the fact now you understand how I feel being in the studio with Leon Silvers or Randy Muller, who's my godfather, like being in the guys that wrote all this classic stuff. And you get to understand it even more from the perspective of you as a writer or producer, even. So you can sit there and compose music, but ultimately when you're writing a song, the whole thing is, what am I trying to say?
Yes.
How am I going to say it? How clever can I say it,
yes.
but still simplistic enough for people to listen?
That is the key.
This
is like a songwriting masterclass. You're giving away a lot of gems, bro. But that's really what it is. It's like, what do you want to say? How are you going to say it? You do want to have some ear candy for people to grab onto, but is this delivering the message? Am I evoking the feeling that I want people to have?
Yes.
Well, I gotta tell you, Back to Kansas was a roller coaster song for me. Like I literally shed a tear off that. And then when he bought the baby at the end of it, man.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
That's right.
Jesus. Come on.
We got my youngest daughter was in the summer, I think, when we recorded this song. So she didn't want to stay home. So I said, well, I'll take you to the studio, honey, but you're gonna be bored. And she was bored. And at the very end of this, we're recording Back to Kansas. I was like, do you want to record something? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay. I said, how about you say, we're home, daddy? And she went and did, a couple of takes or whatever. And Edson caught the right one and used the right one. And you listen to the whole song. That's right, Nitty. I forgot about that, man. You listen to the whole song, and then you're like, wow, that's a great story. And then at the end, you hear her, this little crazy 8-year-old voice. We're home, daddy. And
you caught chills. You caught chills, man. Like chills. Like
because I literally see the car pulling up at that part.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, wow. That just and again, that's what songs are supposed to do. The visualization, make you straight see that. You know what I mean? Like just like I saw it. I'm like, damn, does this feel like I'm literally watching the video in front of me and you haven't done a video for it?
Right.
That's a
I
good
gotta go
song.
back
Like,
and listen to it. Y'all make me want to go and listen and make sure it's emotional and.
Oh, it is.
it is. It
Listen,
is.
get it. It's amazing. Roger,
Okay.
Roger, I want to say that it's your best work, man. Like I listened to all three of the records, man, but like this right here, like you can see how far you come and matured even more in the music scene. Like I'm feeling these records, man. Like I literally listen to this record every day. I'm not lying.
I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate all of you, man. I appreciate all of you. And I feel like we hijacked your interview.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you haven't. You ask us. Well, one thing about all of us is we are talkers.
Yeah.
We're easy interviews. Easy
But
interviews.
basically, hey, y'all done answer all the questions. So I guess just drop one gem or one piece of advice you can leave with the audience, each one of you.
Ooh. Be true to yourself, whatever you're doing. It whether it's music or you're a garbage man, or who you are is who you are. What you do is what you do. Is two different things, and you want to show up as who you are regardless. So just be you.
I would say that mine is actually another hashtag that I use, and we all say we want to do things, and but we don't always do that. And people constantly ask, well, how do you do this? How do you know what? If I can do this, you can. You just have to want it more than you don't. That's it. Want it more than you don't. And you'll have everything. You'll have everything you want. Like, and it goes back to, we're talking about me working out, and I make it a habit, hashtag. I haven't missed a workout since 2016. And what it is it's just like, I want to be fit and healthy more than I don't want to. And that's how I don't let those excuses creep in, because I want to lay in bed. Yeah, I had a late night. Yeah, I only got a couple hours of sleep, or yeah, I don't feel good. Yeah, I'm sore, whatever. But I want it more than I don't want it.
Yes.
I've been heavy, and sometimes, when the eating's not right, I be pushing myself back up.
Right. Yep.
But I got to get back in, and I got to get back into that gym. And that's it.
Listen, Roger's, and I think all of us to some degree, but Roger, especially when it comes to the workouts, he is the epitome of discipline over motivation. That's one of the things, one of my things that I always say, discipline over motivation, because sometimes you're not going to be motivated, but the discipline, if that's always there, the motivation will come back.
That's nice. That's nice.
Wow.
Discipline over motivation.
I like that.
Wow. and I think, like, I want to say to artists that's coming up, you know what I mean? Always be solid. You know what I mean? You're going to come through a lot of doors. You know what I mean? You're going to meet a lot of different people, man. You know what I mean? And you're going to have people that dislike you, some people that's jealous. You know what I mean? Some people that's rooting for you. Be solid, be true to who you are, man, and what you stand for. It'll take you a long way in this game. Ask Law. All right, Law travels all around the world right now. He's a solid dude. People love him. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I've been all around the world myself, man. And every room I walk in, you know what I mean? I'm gonna big up. I'm gonna always be a stand-up guy, man. And listen, that's just something. That's a gem within itself. Trust me. Stay solid.
Stay solid, baby. That's it.
Well, my thing for tonight, and I'm not going to somber the mood by no means of imagination, but I just recently lost, my uncle Showbiz Taylor. This is the man that taught me how to rap. Before I discovered New Edition and Force and D's, it was my uncle that gave me the blueprint to be a singer and a rapper, because he was both. And up until he passed away, he was the last man standing out of the 4 men in my family that taught me pretty much. For everybody that loves my historian ways and musically all over the place, besides my mother, those are the 4 guys that you have. So that leaves me, I'm the last elder of that part out of that crew. Everybody else, my grandfather, my uncles, they're all gone. And now that my last uncle, he was the youngest one out of them, he's gone. So I say this to everybody, thank the Lord, that we were already talking about working. He had started work on this album after 30 years. He finally decided to work on the album after all these years of doing stuff and, got through all this stuff. And then he's like, hey, Lord, you going to come out? I said, yeah, I got to come out there anyway, because my brother was out there with him already. And then he left to come back to New York. And then you get a call. So tomorrow's not promised. And the thing is, the mission of love and more love, to love on people, to love on those who support you, to love on those, and to make things happen in a lot of different ways. Now, I'm only sad because I wasn't able to hug him again and really look him directly and say goodbye. But our last conversation was just him always telling me how proud he was of me. He was like, you took it further than me, Gramps, and Bob. He said, and the fact that you took everything and you mentioned us in interviews. So one interview out there, I was talking about him, and he was just like, it just made him smile and almost damn near cry. He said, because at least the Lord was going to be the one that kind of take that. So now you understand why 6 projects in my favor and what I'm doing this year. And with the birth of my grandson, there's legacy to uphold, and I don't have time to play games. And it's really just about loving and just working hard and treating people right and going forth. So
it's funny, you said something just a minute ago that just it hit me, because literally before we got on this Zoom, I was walking around the house and I don't know what made me think of it. I have no idea, but I started singing this song. Y'all, Law, you might know it. I don't know if you guys might know it or not. I'm sure you will. It's big. If tomorrow never comes.
Oh wow!
But you know how much I love her.
Come on, man. It's one of my favorite.
Come on now.
Show her every day that she's my only one. And if my time on earth were
come on, sir.
Wow.
She must face this world without me. Is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last?
If what?
Tomorrow never comes.
Yeah, son.
See, giving them a reason. But yeah.
But definitely prayers to y'all and prayers to you. I know how it feels to lose loved ones. So definitely throw my prayers out there. And also, y'all, shout out to our social medias where everybody can follow y'all.
You can catch me at all my social media at rogerortega.com for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and what's the other one we use? TikTok. So rogerortega.com has links to all of it. Y'all follow me. I'll follow you back. We'll be friends. Your friends. Call my friends. We can be friends.
Okay, Diddy. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Edson Sean, EDSONSEAN. That's including TikTok. Yeah, same thing, man. We're very personable. Come follow us, talk to us.
Peace. You can follow me at Nitty Green at gmail.com or Vibe Sessions Official at gmail.com or Riff Sounds at gmail.com. Come hang out with us, man.
There you go.
And Instagram and Twitter, at Planet 12 Law. And on all my links for my music is L*A*W, Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, wherever it is.
Law.
Awesome.
That's the best tag. That is the best tag.
You're the second person that sung to me. Nitty sung to me last time, so you sung. I'm, happy about that. I get to hear y'all voices.
Thank you.
But I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with me today. Y'all answered all my questions. I'm going to download the music right when I get off of here. And y'all have a good 2023. And hopefully when y'all come to the A, let me know. When y'all going
most def.
I got family in Lawrenceville, so I got to come down there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely let me know. But y'all have a good 2023. We manifesting all the good stuff coming, and we're going to look forward to that EP y'all going to make.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you very much for having us.
Blessings. Have a good day.
Talk to you later.
All right.